Tom Aspinall is cooking Jon Jones right now. Have you seen what's going on, Dylan?
I have, and every day I want this fight to happen more and more.
The buildup for it, if it eventually happens, is literally going to be 2 years of these skits from Tom Aspinall.
And I think it's going to happen. It was DC who was talking about it the other day, and he was talking about, like, it's very rare that people get under Jon Jones's skin, but Tom's getting under Jon Jones's skin. And when it happens, you see Jon Jones lash out. It may happen now.
And right now it's only happening on Twitter, but eventually I think we could definitely see it happen. It's becoming more and more likely. And I think maybe Tom has realized that the only way that he could eventually get this fight is by doing these types of things.
You best believe Tom is going to be sitting in the stands at UFC 309. And if Jones beats Stipe, Tom will be in that ring.
Oh, 100%. The face-off would be insane. Oh. I thought for so long the fight was off. Like once he went to that convention in the UK and Tom put his hand on his shoulder, I was like, nah, it's done. It's never going to happen. He wouldn't even face off with him. Right now, who would you pick for that fight and how?
Tom. By KO.
Round 1?
No. Like 3.
Round 3?
Yeah.
He's never been to a round 3.
I think Jones would have him down for a little bit. But the thing is that people don't realize that Tom's jiu-jitsu is actually good.
Yeah.
Isn't he a black belt or a brown
belt? Yeah.
He's a black belt.
He's been training since he was a kid.
Yeah, he's a Brazilian black belt in jiu-jitsu. Like, the way that Jon Jones ducked Ngannou his whole career in heavyweight, like...
Yeah.
Aspinall's very similar, if not more talented than Ngannou.
Oh, definitely.
Just a little less powerful, so...
Yeah, Ngannou was not really technically a good striker.
He was just a man.
Yeah. So I'm excited for this. The actual tweet or the comment that got me, I was like, how is this real? I saw this all on my Twitter feed a couple mornings ago, and it was Tom in an interview, and he was talking about who's the biggest fight dodger in the UFC, and he was like, it has to be Jon Jones. Yeah, I can't do the accent. And then John commented, this dude literally has my large black blank in his mouth every week. I'm flattered. I absolutely guarantee he will not win more world championships than me. That's truly all that matters at the end of the day. There's been many champions. No one like me. I sleep good at night. He clearly doesn't sleep good at night if he's always commenting on Twitter.
Yeah. Dude's acting like Mark Cuban right now.
That's true. And Tom replied, John's right. He's won so many more world championships than me while using PEDs. Dude, that's a clap back.
Like, do you think Tom gets to the point where he talks about like Jones beating his wife?
I don't know. I feel like Tom's like such a respectful guy. I think that would
be too far.
Yeah, he's such a respectful guy that I don't really see that happening.
It could sneak out in like if they ever fought at like the press conference.
It depends how bad he wants to fight. Honestly, you want to get that fight?
Like, imagine Tom said, "Hit me like you hit your wife."
Exactly. Yeah.
And yeah. I think that was Australian, or I don't know if that was an English accent.
No, Manchester's such a weird accent to do.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. The next news.
This might even be better than the last news. Dana White said that Conor McGregor, Michael Chandler, Charles Oliveira, Max Holloway, and Alexander Volkanovski will all have exciting news coming soon.
All right, I have this locked down. I already know the fights are going to happen. Okay, it's obviously going to be Conor versus Chandler. Everyone knows that. They're not fighting anyone else. Chandler, he's a man of his word. We know that. And Conor, I feel like if Conor went around Chandler somehow, Chandler might end it all. So we can't have that. For his sake, I have to pick. It's Conor versus Chandler. Next. Charles News. He said on Twitter that you are going to be surprised. Now, I don't know if he said that by we're going to be surprised how soon it is, or...
But it wouldn't be that soon. He hasn't fought since 300.
No, but I'm saying like they make the announcement like really quick.
Oh, okay.
It's not like a big buildup. Or if it's the person who he's going to fight. Because I think everyone is expecting him to fight Dan Hooker now.
Yeah.
Right? So I feel like he said you're going to be surprised. He says that. I don't think it's Dan Hooker, but that's the most logical person.
Maybe it's reverse psychology.
Yeah, it could be. Or he doesn't really know what's going on, and we're all expecting Dan Hooker.
We know more than him.
Yeah. The only other option that I was seeing people talk about was him versus Armand 2. And that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
I haven't seen that. The other one I saw was Charles versus Volk.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
And I have probably never wanted to fight less in my life. Like, that's just pain for all UFC
Yeah.
fans. Like, those are like probably 2 out of the top 5 like fan favorites.
100%. And that's not going to happen because Volk already said in an interview that Dana doesn't like when they move up and down weight classes. And he just said that. So that's not going to happen. Charles versus Dan Hooker is the most likely thing that's going to happen.
And it's winner fights the winner of Islam versus Arman. It's as simple as that.
I guess so. Because, I mean, Gaethje just lost to a featherweight. Dustin just lost to the champ. There's no one else.
Yeah.
Give Patty.
It's Chandler.
Give Patty the title shot?
Not yet. We'll let him marinate.
2 more fights.
Yeah.
There's low-key, like, a route for him to the title, though.
Oh, 100%.
Which is crazy.
Like, if he beats, like, a Moicano, and then he goes up and beats, like, he'd have to fight, like, one of the older dogs. Like, if he fought, like a Chandler or a Gaethje.
Yeah. I could see him beating Gaethje, though.
Yeah, his jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, if he takes him down, that could be interesting. In the future, though, not right now.
Yeah, not yet. Not
Yeah.
yet. He's not quite ready for
And
that.
it depends how Gaethje bounces back as well.
Yeah.
And then for Max and Volk, Max news is so weird to me because he's literally fighting at 308 in probably the most anticipated fight of this year and potentially has the biggest possibility to be the best fight of this year.
Oh, 100%.
So I think that people are getting this twisted, thinking like, oh, he has a fight announcement or Topuria pulled out. Dana White was too happy for that to happen.
Yeah.
I'm 90% sure that's going to be Max is putting his belt on the line, the BMF belt on the line for this fight, or it's going to be Max versus Volk 4 is guaranteed as the next fight.
That could be good. I was kind of thinking with like the whole BMF. I think it's going to be BMF related, and I think it'll be like if Max loses, he also loses the BMF belt, and then like if he wins, I think he would obviously relinquish it because you can't really be the champion in the BMF.
Makes no sense.
It makes no sense. And then with Volk news, I think it's just gonna be that he gets the winner.
Yeah, that's the only logical thing. He would be doing himself a disservice if he took any other fight.
Yeah, there's no real point for him to fight a Yair Rodriguez or a
lightweight
or a Brian Ortega. Yeah, for him to go up makes no sense because he's not going to beat Islam. He's not going to fight Islam for a third time.
This isn't a picture, but Amir Albazi posted on Twitter that he said he has a contract signed. He's ranked 3rd right now in flyweight. So who did he sign a contract with? Maybe Roy Val, and whoever wins that gets another title shot?
Maybe. I don't. The flyweight division is so confusing right now because like, why is there no talk about who's going to fight Pantoja?
Maybe it's Albazi versus Pantoja, actually. Who knows?
Could be.
Because he's the only one in that top 3 who hasn't fought.
Yeah.
And even top 4 because Kai Car France has fought Pantoja.
But it's going to be DJ, so.
Or maybe because Kai Car France just won, him versus Amir Albazi.
Maybe.
Winner fights Pantoja.
Quick turnaround.
And then winner of Tatsuro Taira versus Moreno fights Roy Val.
Maybe. I don't know. It's just so weird because you think that Pantoja would want to fight again. Like he fought back at 301.
I'm sure he does want to fight. It's just no one wants to see it. Okay, for this one, it's not really like big news related. It's just something that annoys me so much with these Dagestani fighters. Umar Nurmagomedov on why he won't be the backup fighter for Sean O'Malley versus Merab. Why would I be the backup fighter when I'm already the best in the world? Dude, I don't want to hear that from you when you just beat Corey Sandhagen as your first ranked opponent that you've beaten. I don't care if he is the most skilled bantamweight. The fact that he's not willing to take his opportunities annoys me.
The thing is, though, is that there's only really anything to gain from stepping up on that short of notice. And, like, they're probably a little bit timid after what Alaskarov did against Whitaker. And those Dagestanis love a long camp.
Oh, and they love to pull out of fights.
Yeah.
They're the most... I mean, Islam is actually...
He's reliable.
Yeah. Because he had staff against Dustin.
Yeah. Gave us a little extra hope.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who do you think would be the best backup fighter now that Umar doesn't want it?
Do they need a backup fighter? Probably. It's the Sphere.
I mean, the issue is, I saw a video talking about it. Like, every time they run the production of the Sphere, it costs $1 million.
So when they test it?
So, like, when they test it, it costs $1 million each time.
Oh, geez.
So if they had someone pull out very late and they have to change all those graphics, you know how expensive that would be?
Oh, it's not
for
happening.
Dana?
They'll just
Like,
give up.
He's not letting them. But, like, if there had to be someone to pull out to replace Merab, the only person I would really want would be Peter Yan. Because I wouldn't mind to see O'Malley versus Yan, too.
I mean, that would be unreal. A 5-round fight between them. But Jan is coming off a win against Song Yadong.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's still high up there. I think he's
3rd?
3.
Yeah. I could see it.
Oh, 100%.
He's a dog. Apparently MVP versus Carlos Prates is trying to be scheduled, but MVP doesn't want it. That could just be marketing from Carlos Prates.
If I was MVP, I wouldn't want this fight.
Yeah, dude, it's
MVP's
scary.
trying to move up in the rankings. You don't fight an unranked guy who's undefeated in the UFC and is part of the fighting nerds.
Dude, fighting nerds are on top right now.
Carlos Prates is one of my top prospects. Like, this guy is
so
legit.
long.
Oh,
He has so much reach.
he's legit.
And he knocked out Li Jianlang, the leech, man. Sad to see.
It's just tough. It's a scary one for MVP. I don't think it's in his best interest to take this fight for MVP, but Carlos Prates 100% should try to get this fight booked.
This would be so competitive.
Oh, so good.
And next up, Bilal versus Shavkat apparently was offered at 307. Okay, now this is all making sense, right? Because Alex Pereira has to save another pay-per-view. People are mad that he didn't get booked against Ankalaev, but I bet it's because they're trying to book Bilal.
But I'm not mad at Bilal for not fighting at 307. He just fought at 304. That's a quick turnaround time. That's like 2.5 months.
It's like Alex Pereira turnaround time.
But it just really proves that I don't think Dana likes Bilal as the champion, and he wants Shavkat in there.
100%.
The fans want Shavkat in there. Like,
And okay, one thing I will agree with Bilal on is that Shavkat is extremely hypocritical of Bilal not fighting because he hasn't fought since 2023 on 296
yeah,
against Wonderboy.
That's true.
That's I don't know. It's such a weird thing. I actually went back and watched all of Shavkat's fights.
I also did that.
It's crazy. He just finds a way to get the win.
Yeah, it's out of nowhere.
I love him. All right, and that's going to wrap it up for this week's news. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you comment because we might do this as a weekly series. So let us know.
Peace.
See ya.